Some scary stories are just too weird. Happy Halloween, guys. Pull up a chair and let's talk about the real werewolf of Bedburg. The year is 1589 in the Rhineland in Germany. The Cologne War of Religion had just ended. In the quaint hamlet of Bedburg, this war had left deep scars across the countryside. Most of their fields had been burned, their harvests were poor, soldiers and vagabonds were lurking on every single road, and many wolves had been seen lurking on the edges of town. And the streets grew empty and quieter by the day. You see, in Bedburg at the time, it wasn't just the poor harvests, the soldiers on the roads, or the wolves lingering in the hedgerows. A man named Peter Stumpp, Stube or Stufa, had just been arrested for murder, accused by the court of being a werewolf. Almost everything we know about the story comes from a 1590 pamphlet printed in England, a true discourse declaring the damnable life and death of one Stube Peter, translation of Bedburg court records. The German original no longer survives. In this record, Stumpp confesses to murder, cannibalism, incest, and to wearing a wolf belt gifted to him by Satan himself. In this court record, Stumpp confessed to killing over 18 people, wearing the magic girdle the devil had given him to transform into a wolf. But here's the thing. Historians note how closely his absurd confessions mirror witchcraft panic tropes, fully in keeping with the era. Stumpp was not the only man who was accused of being a werewolf in post-medieval Germany, let alone Greater Eastern Europe. It should also be noted that his confession was only given under extreme torture. We're talking about being broken on the rack, among other horrible things. Whether any of this was true or not, the people of Bedburg were experiencing all kinds of strife and horror at the time. One might imagine that they were looking for someone to put the blame on, which is another aspect of the story that shares similarities with witch panics like Pendle Hill, for example, due in no small part to the civil wars of religion that were happening in England at that time. War-torn countries all have one thing in common: suffering. It could be easier to believe that a man would don a belt that made him into a wolf to make sense of all the misery and tragedy in their lives. In any case, whether you're team werewolf or not, Stumpp's story comes to an end on October 31st, 1589, on the outskirts of Bedburg. The accused werewolf Peter Stumpp was subjected to a threefold torture before he was finally beheaded, then burned. Some accounts say that the two women closest to him, that would be his daughter Sybil and his mistress Catherine, became his accused accomplices and were executed beside him. Ain't that some shit? Unfortunately, the tale of the Wolf of Bedburg helped to set the stage for future witchcraft, panic, persecution, and trials. Maybe Stumpp really was a murderer who was terrorizing the German countryside. And maybe he was just a guy that pissed someone off. And maybe he was just an unfortunate victim of a town already saturated with fear. Either way, the Werewolf of Bedburg shows how terror, printed, sold, and retold, can outlast the facts.